Hello everyone, this is our lecture number 3 for common dairy processes. Our today's topic is cooling and storage of raw milk. We already have discussed about precautions while receiving of milk. In that, operations and requirements, time schedule, quality of milk, then temperature, different platform tests, then sampling and testing, weighing, then preheating, then filtration and clarification, then objects and principle of filtrations and clarifications. And today's our point is cooling and storage of milk. So in this cooling and storage of milk, this one is also common dairy process. So first one, cooling of milk. As soon as milk is received in the plant, it is chilled at 5 degrees centigrade or below that temperature or below 5 degrees centigrade and stored at a low temperature till it used. Okay, to prevent the bacteriological quality during the waiting time or different waiting time intervals. That's why cooling of milk is very essential process. Okay, so there are different methods of cooling are used in dairy industry. In dairy industry, various cooling equipments and methods like surface cooler, then plate cooler, then internal tubular cooler and jacked vat or tank like of cooler. So these are different types of coolers which are used in dairy industry. So what is surface cooler? It is used to cool the surface of the milk. Then next one is a plate cooler. There are another type of cooler is plate cooler. So this cooler is commonly used for continuous operations in dairy industry. So next one is a internal tubular cooler. That cooler is internal tubular cooler. It is also used for continuous cooling. That cooler is used for a continuous cooling method. It is less effective than the plate cooler. That internal tubular cooler is less effective than plate type of coolers. And last one cooler is a jacked vat or tank type of cooler. In that cooler, tank or milk tank is used. This cooler or this type of equipment is useful for batch cooling, especially for small quantities. The tank cooler is used for a small quantities of cooling purpose. Okay. Then our next point is a storage. That storage is also important in milk industry. Milk should be stored below 5 degree. Okay, to prevent from different types of bacteria or bacterial activities. Okay, that's why storage is also important. Modern milk plants required to hold both raw as well as pasteurized milk. There is a difference between raw milk and pasteurized milk as we discussed earlier. So that modern milk plants require that both type of adjustments like for raw milk and for pasteurized milk for much longer period than before. Okay, and often in very large volumes. Therefore, storage tanks are among the most important part in cooling equipments or storage equipments. Okay. So our next point is a storage or feature of storage tanks. What is feature of storage tanks? So it should be easy for cleaning and sanitization. The shape and size of that storage tank is proper, so it should be easy for cleaning and sanitization. Okay. Then that storage tank should be refrigerated. So we have to keep that milk below or preserve or keep that milk below 5 degree temperature. That's why that storage tank should be refrigerated. Last point is it should have proper agitation facility, means should have a proper agitator or agitating facility for maintaining homogeneity of that milk. Okay, so that agitator is also there in that agitator must be there in that storage tank. So it should have proper agitating facility to maintain the homogeneity of that milk. Okay, so these are features of storage tank. Our next point is main parts of storage tanks. There are different parts of storage tanks. So first one is a side glass. In side glass, that side glass is used for watching purpose. Then next is light glass and lamp. Lamp must be there for light. So lamp is also there, or light glass is also there in that storage tank. Then next one is a ladder. Ladder is important in storage tank. Then manhole. Manhole is also there in that storage tank. That manhole, glass manhole is also there. Then next one is a agitator. The agitator or agitating rod like agitator or bar like agitator, or different types of agitator must be there to maintain its homogeneity, to maintain the homogeneity of milk. So agitator is also fitted with that storage tank. Then outlet valve. There is a valve which is used as a outlet. Okay, so that outlet valve is also there, or the outlet valve is also in that storage tank. Then air vent must be there for proper air circulation. That air vent is also important part of storage tank to maintain proper aeration in the storage tank. Then safety valve. Safety valve is also there. Then legs to hold storage tank straight, or to hold it straight, the storage tank must be fitted legs. Okay. Then indicating thermometer. Thermometer must be there to measure the temperature, or to maintain the temperature of milk, or to maintain the temperature of milk below 5 degree or 5 degree centigrade to prevent from bacteria. Okay. So there must be thermometer which is inserted in that storage tank, and the indicating thermometer must be there in that storage tank, or that thermometer is a very important part of that storage tank. The next one is a volumeter. Volumeter is also very essential, or that volumeter is required to measure the volume of the milk which are present in that storage tank. So these are main parts of storage tank, like slide glass, light glass and lamp, ladder, manhole, agitator for agitation purpose, outlet valve, then inlet, then air vent, then safety valve, then legs, then indicating thermometer, and last one is a volumeter. These are main parts of storage tanks. Okay. Then next point is types of storage equipments and different methods which are used for storage. Okay. So first one is a insulated or refrigerated. So some storage tanks are insulated, or it is refrigerated, or there is a thermostat like of fitting in that storage tank to maintain the temperature of that milk below 5 degree or 5 degree. So that storage tank must be insulated properly or refrigerated. Then next one is a horizontal or vertical. There are different types of storage tank. Some are horizontal storage tank, or some are vertical types of storage tank. Then rectangular, cylindrical or oval. So round shaped storage tanks are also there. There are some rectangular storage tank and some cylindrical types of storage tanks also used to preserve the milk. Okay. Then built for gravity flow, air pressure or vacuum operation. Some storage tanks are accommodated for gravity flow, to maintain the proper gravity flow, air pressure or vacuum operation. So these are special storage tank which gives different facilities, like built for gravity flow, air pressure or vacuum operation. So there are different types of storage tanks which are used to store the milk. The next process is standardization process. So what is exactly standardization? Standardization of milk refers to the adjustment, that is rising or lowering of the fat, okay, and solid not fat percentage of milk to desired value, so as to conform to the legal or other equipments prescribed. So this method is a standardization process. Standardization of milk refers to the adjustment, which means rising or lowering of fat and solid not fat levels of the milk. Okay. The standardization of milk is commonly done in case of market milk. That milk is safe for consumption purpose. Okay. And supply, and also in case of manufacture of milk products. This process is commonly used for or in case of market milk supply, and also in case of manufacture of milk products. For example, condensed milk, milk powders, ice creams and cheese. So, there are some different dairy products like condensed milk, milk powders, ice creams and cheese, etc. The standardization is mostly done to have a uniform milk fat content in the finished dairy products. So, that is main purpose of standardization, to make the milk uniform or make the fat in the milk uniform or fat content in uniform in dairy product. Okay. So, what is exactly procedure of standardization, or what is exactly standardization? Milk is standardized by the addition of milk or cream with higher and lower fat percent than that of the material to be standardized. Okay. The process in which the addition of milk or milk cream with higher and lower fat percent than that of the material to be standardized. This is proper procedure of standardization. For this purpose, it is necessary to find the relative amount of the original material and the standardizing material to be mixed to give a product with the desired fat content. So, this amount can be calculated using a simple scheme known as Pearson square. So, standardization is done and the amounts can be calculated using a simple scheme known as Pearson square. Okay. All measurements based on the calculations are by weight and not by the volume. So, measurements based on calculations are by weight in standardization process and not by volume. Volume is not considered in the process of standardization. Standardized milk is a milk in which the original fat and also the ratio of the fat to the milk solids contents has been changed either by, there are different factors. First one is a removal of milk fat. Okay, first one is a to removal of milk fat, or next one is a the addition of skim milk. In standardization process, the addition of skim milk or the addition of cream or milk fat. So, according to PFA rule in 1976, standardized milk should contain minimum fat, that is 4.5%. According to PFA rule, standardized milk should contain minimum fat percentage, that is 4.5%. Okay. So, 4.5% minimum fat must be required in standardized milk according to PFA. And minimum SNF, what is SNF? SNF means solid not fat, and minimum SNF should be 8.5 in standardized milk according to PFA rule. Okay. So, this is standardization process or standardized milk. Our next point is again pasteurization, or what is pasteurization of milk? So, this is a simple definition. Pasteurization, it is a process of heating of milk or other dairy products, not only for milk, this process is used for other dairy products also. So, it is a process of heating of milk and dairy products to temperature which destroys the temperature destroys nearly all of the microorganisms present in the product without seriously affecting the composition or property of that product. So, this is simple definition of pasteurization. Okay. It is process in which, or the process of heating of milk or other dairy products in which or at a temperature which destroys nearly all of the microorganisms present in the product without seriously affecting the composition and properties of that product. So, what is purpose of pasteurization? to make milk safe for human consumption. Okay, that milk should be safe for human consumption by destruction of cent percent pathogens and microorganisms which are present in that milk. So this one is major purpose of pasteurization. Then to improve the keeping quality of the milk by destruction of almost all spoilage or spoilage organisms. Okay, to improve the keeping quality or to improve the shelf life of that milk by destruction of all spoilage organisms. Okay, so this is another purpose of pasteurization. That's why pasteurization is very important to make that milk safe for human consumption and to improve its keeping quality. Then what is need of pasteurization? As it is difficult to control all milk supplies, it becomes necessary to pasteurize milk so as to make it safe for human consumption. Okay, so that is need of pasteurization. So what is precaution during pasteurization? It may be used to mark low quality milk. First precaution is it may be used to mark low quality of milk. It reduces cream line. It is carelessly done. If that pasteurization carelessly done, it may give rise false sense of security. Okay, and if it does not, if that pasteurization process does not destroy bacterial toxin in milk, sometimes wrong process which is used for pasteurization, so that process does not destroy bacterial toxins in that milk. So there are some precautions which have to take during the pasteurization process. This pasteurization process is process in which packed and non-packed foods such as milk or milk products or milk and fruit juices are treated with mild heat, usually to less than 100 degrees centigrade, that is 212 Fahrenheit, to eliminate pathogens and extend its shelf life. Okay. So this process is intended to destroy or deactivate organisms and enzymes that contribute to spoilage or risk of diseases, which including vegetative bacteria but not bacterial spores. That different types of pathogens or bacteria which are involved in that process is including vegetative bacteria but not bacterial spores. Okay. So there are different processes of pasteurization as we discussed earlier, like ultra pasteurization, then high temperature pasteurization, then low temperature pasteurization and raw products. There are different processes: raw products, low temperature pasteurization, high temperature pasteurization and ultra high temperature pasteurizations. So these are some process of pasteurization. So this pasteurization process is also very important to improve the quality of milk and make that milk safe for human consumption and to improve its keeping quality or shelf life period. Okay. So in this chapter we have discussed about pasteurization, then different cooling and storage methods of raw milk, different types of coolers and storage or containers which are used to store and preserve the milk, then different types of storage tank parts, then types of storage equipments and different methods which are used for storage, then what is standardization of milk, then procedure of standardization. Okay. Then last one is a pasteurization and what is use of pasteurization and different types of pasteurization. Okay. So in our next topic or next point or in our next chapter we will discuss standards of pasteurization. Thank you.